Is it looks, muscles, or money that really attract women? The answer might surprise you. I'm Dr. Lisa Sabrina, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today we're revealing the real science behind attraction. Stick around, because the findings I'm about to share might completely change how you think about fitness, dating, and even your health.
For years, researchers have tried to understand what makes men physically attractive to women. The obvious suspects were height, facial attractiveness, and overall body size. Height, for instance, has been linked to attractiveness across cultures, but height alone doesn't tell the whole story. In a study conducted by Griffith University and California State University, researchers set out to measure actual physical traits and determine which ones truly predicted attractiveness ratings. They recruited young college men and took standardized photographs of them, one set being full-body shirtless photos and another showing the upper body in tank tops, with faces hidden in both sets. The researchers then measured each man's physical strength using grip strength tests and other assessments, recorded their exact height and weight, and calculated their body fat percentages. These photos were shown to women who were divided into two groups. One group rated the men based on perceived physical strength. How strong do these guys look? While the other rated them for attractiveness. How attractive do you find these bodies? What they found was striking. Perceived upper body strength was the single strongest predictor of male attractiveness. Women were surprisingly accurate at estimating a man's strength just by looking at his photos, and the men who looked strongest were consistently rated as the most attractive. In fact, any signs of upper body strength, such as developed shoulders, visible chest muscles, and defined arms, accounted for over 70% of how attractive women rated men's bodies. To put this in perspective, while height was long thought to be a major factor, it explained only about 10% of attractiveness ratings after accounting for strength and overall body weight, which itself was relatively minor. Even among shorter men, those who appeared stronger were rated as significantly more attractive than taller men who looked weaker. Ultimately, strength proved to be a very powerful factor in attraction. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes perfect sense. Upper body strength signals to women that a potential partner is capable of protection and resource acquisition, traits that would have been vital for survival in ancestral times. Another study identified a second key physical feature that women found attractive: a specific body proportion known as the classic V-shaped silhouette. This refers to broad shoulders or a large chest relative to waist circumference, often measured as the shoulder-to-waist ratio. This shape strongly predicts how strong someone appears and how attractive they are perceived to be. Even among men of similar size, those with a more pronounced V shape were consistently rated as more attractive. From a medical perspective, this preference also makes sense. Broad shoulders and muscular development indicate healthy testosterone levels and upper body strength, while a narrower waist suggests low visceral fat and good metabolic health. From an evolutionary perspective, women may have developed these preferences to favor men who appear strong and healthy, traits that signal good genes, the ability to provide protection, and access to resources. In other words, your body constantly communicates information about your health, genetics, and physical capabilities. And women's brains, whether consciously or not, are exceptionally good at reading these signals. Now, here's where the research gets even more fascinating. Women's preferences for these physical traits actually vary depending on the type of relationship they are seeking, whether it's a short-term fling or a long-term partnership. Studies show that when women are looking for short-term relationships or casual encounters, their preferences for muscularity, strength, and height become even more pronounced. When asked to describe their ideal short-term partner, women spend about 40% of their attraction budget on physical traits like strength and muscularity, ranking them as top priorities.
However, when seeking a long-term partner, physical attractiveness remains important, but women place greater emphasis on qualities such as kindness, reliability, emotional stability, and resource potential. Their preference for extreme muscularity tends to decrease slightly. Again, this makes evolutionary sense. For a life partner, women value someone who is emotionally stable, committed, and supportive in the long run. Still, even in long-term relationships, women generally prefer indicators of strength and good proportions. These traits remain appealing, but they become part of a broader package of desirable qualities. What's most exciting about all this is how it connects to health. From a medical perspective, The physical traits women find most attractive are also strongly associated with optimal health. Good upper body strength often indicates better cardiovascular function, stronger bones, improved insulin sensitivity, and lower rates of metabolic disease. Similarly, a V-shaped body with a smaller waist circumference indicates lower visceral fat and a reduced risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. So, when you work toward building the physique that research shows to be most attractive, developing upper body strength, achieving a V-shaped silhouette, and maintaining a healthy body composition, you're not only becoming more appealing to others, but also improving your long-term health. The very exercises that help you build this physique, such as compound movements like pull-ups, rows, and presses, also improve cardiovascular fitness, strengthen bones, and enhance overall physical function. In short, improving your muscular strength and refining your body proportions will boost both your health and your attractiveness. A true win-win. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to share it with someone who might benefit from understanding the real science behind attraction. And as always, take care of yourself because you're worth it.